Good day, everyone. In the last edition of Mind Capture, we are going to look at the Zondo Commission as well as the so-called Gupta web of deceit in South Africa. And I'm going to look at an article that was on MoneyWeb where the headline read, "The Guptas leveraged existing South African money laundering networks." In other words, what this article says is there are vast, very complex networks of money laundering that's been existing in this country, are still in this country, with or without the Guptas, making them a scapegoat, making Jacob Zuma a scapegoat for what is actually happening. You go and you blame one person, you attack them, especially with the mainstream media, and then the status quo remains, and the looting and pillaging of our fiscus can continue unabated. You see, if you were another foreign country and you wanted to pillage the fiscus of another foreign country, how do you do that? What methods do you use? If you are an intelligence agency, what do you do to get access to the funds of the public and the taxpayers' money of that country? And in this article that you will find in the link description below the video, as well as in the first comment, you will find the links there. It breaks down the basic details of investigations that were done during the Zondo Commission, and it says the NPA does not appear to have instituted any money laundering prosecutions arising from Reserve Bank investigations. The Zondo report says sophisticated money laundering networks existed in South Africa before the Guptas. The Zondo Commission has revealed in Part 6, Volume 3 of the Zondo report. These networks were allegedly plugged into international money laundering networks, including in Hong Kong and China. There's a reason why they want to mention Hong Kong and China here, because they won't want to mention the UK and the US. These networks were already plugged into those enterprises in Hong Kong and China, and they served a wide range of clients other than the Gupta enterprise. And I've told people before, the Guptas are just a distraction. They were just agents to let money flow out of the country into many other foreign countries. And once you understand how these networks are put together, and the Zondo report, I haven't read it myself. I'm not going to waste my time doing that either, because Zondo hasn't got the power to fix things like this. We have the power as citizens of this country to fix things like this. So the money laundering networks used by the Guptas and other criminal enterprises were embedded in a pre-existing milieu of criminality and wrongdoing. So it's been there all along. I've spoken about this at length before, especially in my Double O Days meetings. And I'm not going to slaughter this article now. You can go and read it yourself and then connect the dots. And it's going to take a lot of time and effort. I had prior knowledge, therefore I've been able to connect the dots for a very long period of time. So it's not fair on you to expect you to understand straight away. But once you start looking at the articles post the Gupta era, and you actually see the articles that were posted then telling you that money went to the UK, money went to the US. The Guptas don't live there. They don't have their so-called empire there. So you need to ask yourself, what was actually going on? And I think the Zondo report is just starting to touch on this, because once you see how the Committee of 300 moves funds around to enable all of their activities, your mind will be blown and you'll probably feel like giving up. And that we cannot do anything about these people. They are just too powerful. But you see, once you remove yourself from that system, you have the power. And the more people do it, the better. The Zondo Commission retained Paul Holden of Shadow World Investigations to trace a money flow relating to the kickbacks emanating from the massive irregular contracts with state-owned entities. Now, even that can be compromised. It's very easy for the information that would come through to an organization such as that could be manipulated. This revealed a vast international money laundering network that was accessed by criminals and to which the South African authorities, through ignorance or intent, were oblivious. Now, I can tell you, if you walk the halls of Parliament, all the politicians that are MPs, they know that these things are happening, and they're just too happy to get their salary at the end of the month, read between the lines. Holden submitted 3 extensive reports to the Commission, which was restricted to investigating the domestic money laundering networks, as it didn't have offshore information gathering powers. Yeah, right. So this is where the problem comes in. This is already showing that the Zondo Commission did not have the teeth to do exactly what it was supposed to do. Find out where state capture comes from. And this is the last of the Mind Capture Edition videos that I'll be doing. And you should share this with your friends and family. Because your mind is being captured to think that the Guptas were all powerful, that they could make all of this happen on their own. It's all rubbish. It's all nonsense. These networks have existed since forever, and there are other agents there right now. It could be our president, it could be many other people fulfilling this function on an ongoing basis. And our fiscus is being pillaged and sent elsewhere. It is not remaining in the country. This is clear for everyone to see. If you go and read this article and you start connecting the dots, then you will see how many other countries are involved, and you can get off your Gupta high horse, because I saw the Guptas just as another entity. I have met with many people that have been favored by governments, by presidencies, by ministers, and they get rights, exclusive rights to do things that you cannot even imagine. So once you understand that our government is not a sovereign government, that our country is not sovereign at all, that you are just being used to raise money, tax money, through your labor to fund other fiscuses and help other countries become superpowers, then you can start taking action to change your life and actually become a citizen in this country instead of a subject. And once you make that mind switch and your mind is not captured anymore, we can move forward. And I want to thank everyone that in a poll that I did showed that they are becoming self-reliant and independent of government and corporate control. This is a very important thing that all South Africans that care about freedom need to do at this time. Thank you very much. Till the next video.